Welcome back. Thank you for being responsible and coming back to us on time. We said that our break would be for 20 minutes, and it was. So, hey, kudos to us all. So we'll thank you again. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a exercise that will I'm going to be introducing some key concepts for our workshop. And so, what we're going to talk about is the difference or a distinction between finished versus complete. And so, with the workshop, we're introducing, like I said, key concepts and language that we're going to be using throughout the next 4 days. And so with this on the flip chart, put down finish and complete. Let's have a little conversation of this. Like what do you think the difference is? And to distinguish the difference between what is finished, when something is finished, and the difference of when something is complete. Any ideas, any suggestions, thoughts? What do you think about when something is finished versus something is complete? So, to give you an example of this, think about when we're doing something. So, what I'm doing is I'm painting in a room, and I prepare everything. I get all my supplies, and I work really hard to do this job of painting my room. And I do my job, and I finish the painting. I finish the job. Everything is all done as far as I can see it, and I put all my stuff away. And now I've got this nice freshly painted room, and I'm sitting down in this nicely freshly painted room and sitting back, enjoying, looking around. And then I see a spot. I see a spot way up there in the corner. And I'm looking at it, and I just like, oh, shoot. I missed a spot. And looking at it, and I'm just like, oh. But I put everything all away. And I thought I was finished, and I felt like I was finished. And anyway, I'm sitting there. And so what do you think happens? What do you think happens? Right? That spot stays in my head, and somebody else can walk into the room and see this beautifully, freshly painted room and saying how, wonderful it looks and what a nice color I picked. And they're, praising the job. Meanwhile, what am I doing? Am I taking that in? No, I'm not taking it totally in. I want to, and I say thank you. However, in my head, the back of my mind, I'm thinking about that spot that I missed. So for me, it feels really incomplete. I may have thought I was finished, and maybe I am and I was, but because I'm going to sit there in that room and notice that spot, and then it's going to create, and it creates a feeling inside me of unsatisfied, of incompleteness. There's a, it's not a peace. It's not a feeling of peace, but it's more of a feeling of unsettledness. And so that is a distinction between finished versus complete. So things that are incomplete for us are things that mostly happen in the past. So they happen in the past, but what happens, because they're incomplete, they'll show up for us in the present, in the today. Things that are incomplete will cause us to have some more heavy negative emotions. So these incompletions, sometimes they're referred to as rocks that we carry around in our pack sack. We're carrying this pack sack on our back, and it's full of rocks, which are incompletions. Other people might think of them, or you hear the word baggage. I'm carrying around a lot of baggage from the past. Those are all incompletions. So when we think about the word here in our RTS, in our workshop, of what an incompletion is, that's what an incompletion is something that happened in the past, but it still impacts us today. Some people may also identify it with as a trigger, where maybe a relationship is a good example. So my relationship is ended. It's finished. It's done. We're no longer together. And then though, maybe I carry on with my life, and then though I see my ex, and then I notice I get emotions stirred. I become irritated and upset, and I may not recognize it right away, but if I took the time to sit and reflect and ask myself what's going on, I'm going to remember, oh, okay, that's when things changed for me during that day. It was after I unexpectedly bumped into him and had to deal with that. That's an incompletion, where the relationship's finished, but I'm still having some emotion and unsettledness about an event that happened in the past. And so what happens with our incompletions that we carry around is that, so they happened in the past, and then I have an experience in today, but then I am being impacted by the event today, but it's because of something that happened in the past. So when that happens, I'm no longer in the present. I'm really in the past, because I'm living with a emotion that happened in the past. So now I'm no longer in the present. My present is really the past. So this is why it's so very important to come to a place of recognizing these incompletions. When we have completion, we have like the relationship's ended. I bump into him. I can talk to him and laugh with him and just I've really completed it, and I've gone on, and I no longer have any hurt or angry feelings about that person. So that's an example of what the completion would look like. So when we have those these circles here, we've got past, present, and future. So when we have incompletions, we're carrying our past to our present. And then if we have our past in our present, that event that took place in the past is impacting us today. I'm being affected. I get irritated. I'm not enjoying my day or my time. And then I think about the future, or how 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 am I going to be able to create anything in the future when I'm carrying around the past? So this is the importance about understanding what completions are. Are you getting that? So another example is, say we're here as part of workshop with Roots of Reconciliation, and then so it's I don't know how that happened. Anyway, with residential schools. Now, the last residential school closed in 96. And then so residential school and the whole era and system and events of residential schools, they're finished. You don't have residential schools anymore. But now, are they complete? They're finished. We no longer have them. But are they complete? No. The conversation of residential schools, it's not complete. We still have many situations and people that are still very much living with the pain and the intergenerational trauma of residential schools. So that's an example of a incompletion. So this is something that we're going to continue talking about through our process here. But the thing that I wanted you to understand and was the difference of the distinction between something that's finished versus something that's complete. And so as we go through some exercises throughout the next few days, we're going to be talking about this some more, and to be able to help each other, help yourself to see the value of identifying those incompletions that we have, so that we can find a way to have them be complete, so that with our past, present, and future, that we can find ourselves being able to be more living in the present, instead of carrying around the past and living our today really in the past. What we want to do is live it in the present. We want to be present every day. So we're going to now do exercise, And this exercise is going to begin our work in identifying what some where are some incompletions that we may be having in our life. So we have our books. Get out your books. Everybody's got their Hillary books there in front of you. What I want you to do first of all is make sure you have your name on your book. So put your name on your book, and then I want you to open up the book. Open 2 clean pages, and then we're going to draw a line all the way across. So find the halfway down the bottom of your page and draw a line all the way across. So this is what it'll look like. Here's your page. There's your line. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants on your book here. And what I want you to do next is to number 1 at the left-hand corner, top left-hand corner, number 1, and the next below that will be number 2, and then on the next page you'll have 3 and 4, and I want you to flip your page, do your line across, and now we'll put 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to do that again. Line across, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more time because we need 16. 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So now you have all of your 16 square areas, and I am going to read. We're going to have 16 questions that I'm going to read out to you, and what I want you to do is I'll give you a few minutes to write down each question, and then we'll take a couple of minutes and you can answer that question as truthfully and honestly as you can for yourself. Now, this part of the workshop is, again, helping you to connect and find out where you have some incompletions. This is Truth and Reconciliation Workshop. It's about helping to bring reconciliation to us, and then that helps us to bring reconciliation with others and with life and community. So, but we begin with us first. So at this point, I would like to help you to we'll give some, thought and time about what we're doing here. As I read the questions, I want you to prepare yourself that this is your work. This is your time, and this is an opportunity and a gift that you could be bringing to yourself. So how much we put into these questions is very, very foundational to what else that we can do to help ourselves find that reconciliation. Okay. When you're writing, it could be in point form. You may want to write a name. If you don't want to write the person's name, you could just put their initial. And try as I'm reading the questions and what comes to your mind, try and not judge it, and just be free, trusting yourself, and put down what comes up. First thought is always the best thought. That spirit. So here we go. Any questions? Okay. And as we're reading these questions, think about these questions could include any part of your life. It'll cover your whole life. And know that these questions are for you. You don't have to show this to anybody if you don't want to, but this is your work and your gift that you're giving to yourself. Okay, so the first question is, who and what am I angry or resentful with? Next question, who or what am I afraid of? Next question, things I want to change or do and haven't. Number 4, things I have wanted to say and not said to whom. 5, where has love been lost and or is missing in my life? 6, what or whom have I given up on? 7, who have I been blaming or making wrong? 8, where has trust been lost or is missing? 9, what do I lie about to myself or others? 10, what have I not given myself or others? 11, who have I hurt in my life and who has hurt me? 12, what is incomplete with my children or other children? 13, what is incomplete with my spouse, ex-spouse, or for religion or community members? 14, what is incomplete with my parents or siblings? 15, what is incomplete with Creator or my higher power? 16, where is their struggle with Indigenous or non-Indigenous people? Okay. Wow. So how was that? How y'all feeling? Okay, what we're going to do is I think so from these questions, you may have had an experience for yourself while you were writing. You may be sitting with some energy, some emotions in your stomach or, a part of your body somewhere. So these are indications of incompletions for yourself. So we're going to put you in groups of 3, and we'll give you an opportunity to just have a little bit of a conversation of what that was like for you, what you noticed for yourself, and then we'll come back to the big group all together, and we'll share if you feel comfortable sharing with the big group. All right. So thank you everybody. So now you have a sense of what incompletions are and what you may have as some incompletions in your life, and maybe even recognize what some of your triggers or behaviors are that come up to present the incompletion for yourself. And with our behaviors that come up as we experience an incompletion, it's it's not to say that that's wrong. It's not wrong. It's just noticing what we do, and what we do when those incompletions come up has been something that we've learnt to do, to continue on in our life. They become our survival, um, our survival coping skills, and and we keep doing those things until we know that we don't have to, that that there's another option, there's another choice. So what I would like to do next is, now you're getting a little bit of an experience and a taste of what the workshop is um, about. Very experiential, very about you, and we're going to go through more work through this, and to be able to um, help you to identify then how to resolve an incompletion, and when we're able to do that, how we're able to create a new space and a new way of seeing life and experiencing life and being with life. So that'll be the process that at the end of the 4 days with us, that you you will unload uh, what you need to, what you choose to, what you see as for you to do. And then from there to when you sew anything, if you unload something, you're going to feel lighter. Anything's going to feel lighter once you lighten the load. So, but at this point, we're going to be breaking for lunch. And then before we break for lunch, this is the point in the workshop where we would like to acknowledge that uh, if this workshop is not something that is suited or you're ready for right now, that's fine. It's okay. We want to have this experience to be where that you're here because you want to be here. That's how this process works. It's a process of choice, empowerment. You're choosing. So just would like to say that we talked a lot about the key foundations and concepts, for returning to spirit, and some of the work that we're going to be doing moving forward. And you take some time, and to decide whether you want to step into the rest of this process and have an experience with us all here and with yourself. And if it isn't something that is going to fit for you today, that's okay too. You can just come and let us know. But this is the point where we're identifying that we're going to step forward with a commitment to continue the work of reconciliation with us, others, and life. Have a great lunch, and yeah, enjoy your time.